right. Hey, y'all. Good evening. Welcome. If you don't know me already, my name is Allison Caldwell. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador and I've been with Plexus for a little over 7 years. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about kind of how to get started. And I'm going to go back and share a little bit of what I did and how things have changed and how things have been different and how they are better. I am going to, if I can see where it went, I'm going to share my screen. Why does it look like it moved? Okay, there we go. Sorry. All right. Can y'all see my screen okay now? Awesome. Okay, so we are talking about sharing your referral link. So if you are brand new, you made a referral link when you signed up. So as you were going through and putting in all your information and it said, well, what do you want it to be? And it would tell you like, yeah, your link is available. And that is a link that is available as soon as you finish joining. That's something you can send to your best friend, your mom, your sister, whoever, and they can use it right away. So we're going to talk about how to use it, where to find it, how you can go about that. We're going to talk about posting and following up. We're going to talk about making a list of people that we can talk to. We call that a Frank's list, and we'll go over that a little bit in a second. And then we're going to talk about the incentives that are available in April. So the first thing, well, we're kind of a little bit over our picture, but that's all right. The first thing I want to go over is the Plexus Go app. If you don't already have that, go ahead and download it. It's free. It's so helpful. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's videos, there's graphics. And I mean, this is stuff that can help you with sharing your referral link, but it can also help you with learning about the products or, maybe a detox thing, or like there's so much stuff in here, y'all. It's really, really cool to go over. There's a new thing they've got going right now that's a Silver in 6 challenge, which is to have 3 friends jump in with you. That's what's called Silver. And that would be in 6 days. So the Silver in 6 challenge, and that's something that's in that toolkit in the Go app. There's also a section called Refer and Earn in there. If you continue to scroll down, you're going to find a video on how to find your referral link in there. If you are logged into your Plexus account, you can go under the My Account, and then there's a section that says Referral Link, and it has a link that you can copy and paste there as well. There is a video on how to create a cart, because we can actually fill out all the stuff. We can put everything in the cart. We can add our promo code and all the things, and then we can send our friend a cart. You were probably sent a cart like that as well. So that's something that is a video kind of direction in there for you. And there's all sorts of training things and just fun stuff to look at in there. That's where you're going to find Pivotal. That's where you're going to find what's going on for the month. Pivotal, if you're not familiar, is another extra bonus amazingness that Plexus offers for all of the VIPs and brand ambassadors. It is meal ideas and exercise plans for the whole week, and it changes every week for a 12-week section. And when you complete it, you actually get some extra perks credits. So like all that kind of stuff is in this Go app. So that's a great thing to have in your toolkit. But what I really want to talk about is social media. So this is kind of about your first post, but really and truly, I want you to think of social media like that's your open sign for others, right? Like we have the link, but if we just put a link out there, people don't know what it is. They don't know what it's going to help them with. They have no idea what to do with it. So I suggest don't just take your link and post it up there and be like, this stuff is awesome. Here, click this link, because then they're not going to know what to do. They might end up with the wrong products for them, and they're not going to be happy or find what they were needing from Plexus in the first place. So that's kind of where we come in. So we want to be sharing on social media, but not with your link directly. Social media is more for like building belief. We want you to show up. We want you to be real, be imperfect. Your job is to relate to people there. That's the whole point of being on social media, right? Is your friends and people that you're connected with. So I want to challenge you to make that first post if you haven't already. Don't wait until you have a testimony. You don't want to sit there and go, well, I want to have this great story and I want to have a before and after to show them. Because your friends are going to have a harder time looking back and going, huh, really? All that stuff changed for her? But if they're seeing you and every day they're going, wait a minute, she just said how great she slept last night. She hasn't slept in like 4 years. She always complains about that. Huh. Wow, she didn't have a headache today? She said she hasn't been headache free for like at least a couple of years. So like little things like that where they're seeing those daily changes, then when you do show maybe a before and after picture, that's something that they're going to go, okay, hold up. And it's going to have a little bit more instant relatability for them because they're going to have seen your step-by-step journey. So when you're making this first post, let me see if I can move this little guy out of the way. Oh, hey, look, it goes on the bottom. Did the pictures move for y'all too, or is that just me? All right, well, it moved so I can read what I wrote. So the first step is when you're going to use your referral link and you want to earn is you've got to share a little bit of your story, even if that's just kind of what you're excited about. So you want to write your story, and this honestly, y'all, is right out of the Go app. So if you're looking for this specific verbiage, it's in your Go app. I thought that was really helpful. And so I just copied and pasted the words right in here because I want you to see how helpful that Go app really is. It says, write your story. You want to share from the heart and let people in on your journey, why you're doing this. You want it to be something they can relate to and exciting. And you want them to kind of, like I said, join you on that adventure right away. You want an authentic photo. So it doesn't have to be, like dressed to the nines and all the things. If that's not you, don't do it. But also don't use like the little Snapchat filters and all those silly things because people kind of look at them and go, eh. So have a good picture, whether it's, if it's about your family, if your testimony is kind of about your time with your family, put a family picture up there. If you're like, you know what, I'm getting back into the gym, put a picture up about, maybe either you in your workout gear or you holding up your shoes. Like it can be silly. It can be whatever you want, but make it authentic. And then you can add hashtags. You can set it to public so that it reaches more people. And that helps people find it. And you can keep it super short and sweet. This example at the bottom, I was so tired and bloated and ready for change. I'm beyond excited to finally be on the right track now with my gut health products. Who else is tired of being tired and ready to do this with me? Pretty simple, right? There are some other options that I've got. Why did it stop? Oh, there it goes. I don't know. Sorry, it didn't move when I clicked it. Got some other ideas here. And these are ones that you can either take a screenshot of that. We can drop them wherever we want. But something simple where you're kind of just saying, this is what I did. Like the second one here. So I did a thing. I went all in and I finally said yes to feeling better. I can't wait to see where this natural journey takes me. I need someone to do this with me though, because I'm way more likely to complete something with an accountability partner. You can put that in there. You can do this larger one on the side. That's one of my favorite ones, like the here we go. I've seen my friends, many of my friends see incredible changes in their health by supplementing with these products. I'm ready to take control of my health and give them a try too. My friend Allison has seen relief from hormone imbalance, fatigue, bloating, etc. And I'm excited to see what they could do for me. And I'd love for some friends to join me on this journey. I know accountability increases my chances of sticking with this. So who's willing to do this with me? And that's really the simple fact. You're talking about, what your friend has experienced, what you're excited to experience, and go. My first post a little over 7 years ago when I made it was me holding up my box because it came in like the little pink and white box at that point. And I held it up and I was kind of peeking out from behind it with like this crazy look on my face because that's me. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's here. I'm so excited. And I don't even think I said much more than that. And I had people going, what the heck is that? So it just kind of created that curiosity, right? So you post and then you're like, okay, well, now what? We don't want to just post and then never talk to people because guess what? If they liked it or commented on it or said, what are you using? What are you doing? What's different? if they say anything about this stuff, there's at least a little bit of interest there, right? They're curious, they're supporting you, whatever it is. So you don't want to just leave them hanging, because they might be going, well, if she feels great, like, I want to know what she's doing because I don't feel so good. But most people don't put that stuff out on social media, right? So they are, they're just kind of watching to see what you do. So you don't want to post and not talk to them. So when you put that initial post out and people either like it or comment something on it, like, oh, cute picture, or, if it's something not related to what you're doing specifically, I like to just reach out with the basically thanking them, with a thankful message. So the example at the bottom is, hey, Jenny, thanks so much for liking my post earlier. I'm not sure if you were just being supportive or if you're interested in what I've been doing, but either way, I appreciate you. If I sent you some info, would you be open to checking it out and telling me what you think? You can say Plexus. You don't have to say Plexus. If she says, what is it? I would say, well, it's Plexus. Has anyone ever shared that with you before? Just something very, very simple. But what we're doing at that point is we're reaching out and just saying thank you and giving them that out of, you know what, they might not actually think they're interested right now. And you're telling them, like, it's okay. Because I think the biggest concern most of us have is, like, we don't want to be that girl, right? You don't want to be that person that's like all in everybody's DMs and driving them crazy and whatever. Nobody wants to do that. I think that's the biggest hesitation when I'm talking with new people that are wanting to share, is like, I don't really want to reach out to her. I don't want to reach out. Like, I know they liked it, but I don't want to reach out to them because I don't want to harass them. That's not a harassing post. That's not asking them to buy anything. It's just saying, you know what, either way, I appreciate you, but would you be open to some information? And if they say no, well, thanks so much. I really appreciate just the support of my post. There's no pressure in that at all. And it at least starts a conversation, because if they are curious, we need to know how we can help them, right? So the people that have asked specifically about Plexus, moving to that other side, if they're like, well, what are you doing? Or, I want to know, tell me more, that kind of stuff. We don't want to just put whatever we're doing out there, because then people who may have formulated their own ideas about Plexus, I know personally I had them. When I saw Randy's first post about it, I was like, oh no, like, it's that fad, it's that pink stuff. I don't need that. That's not, it can't be good for you. That was my personal thought on Plexus before I figured out what it actually was. So when people have a preconceived notion like that, if we put Plexus in somebody else's question to, what are you doing? And you say, oh, I'm using Plexus. Then they're going to go, oh, I'm not even going to ask her about it because I already know what that is. They could be 100% wrong, like I was, but they're not going to ask if they've already decided, right? So we just keep that curiosity going, and we're like, you know what? I'll send you a message, and then you get in that message and you say, hey, Alex, I'm glad you're asking about what's helped me so much. I know this would be great for you too. Has anyone ever shared Plexus with you before? Simple, short, sweet. That's it. And if they're like, well, yeah, but I didn't really like it, or I tried it once before. Okay, awesome. When was that? Like, maybe things have changed. You just never know. And it starts a conversation. When you're doing these things, though, when that conversation is starting, you can put them in a three-way chat with your sponsor almost right away. Just be like, you know what? I'm still super new at this and I don't have all that information right now. Let me add my friend Randy in here and she'll help me answer questions for you and stuff. Or, she's my go-to and she knows way more than I do. So I'm just going to add her in here. Is that cool? And that way your friend is going to get some answers from things. Then you don't have to go back and forth and back and forth. Like, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you and make things easy for you. So connect them as soon as that conversation starts and they start asking questions. Connect them right away with your friend that's sponsored you. And as we're doing all those things, you're going to have a few conversations. Sometimes people jump right in, sometimes they don't. But if we're looking to hit that first rank, like I said, silver, you're going to want to make a list of just some people that you could reach out to and ask if they've ever heard of Plexus, if anyone has ever shared Plexus with them. And that's what I mentioned earlier, is the Franks list. And Franks is just kind of an easy acronym just to kind of jog your memory on people you might not think of necessarily if you're like, gosh, who can I know? And you might know a whole bunch of people, right? But when you sit and ask yourself that question, you're like, and it kind of gives you a little brain fart, right? So this is just to help jog your memory. F is like your friend circle. R is for relatives, and that can be close relatives, that can be second cousins, it doesn't matter. But any relatives, it can be your spouse's family, that kind of stuff. Acquaintances are, people that you kind of just see out and about and you know them, but you don't know them real well. But that just kind of, okay, you can run through like, where are the places I go? Who do I see that I know well enough to kind of chit chat with? Your neighbors, obviously in a neighborhood, you've got a whole lot of people to talk to. K is for people you might know through your kids. If you've got kids, you've got, preschool moms, you've got other elementary school moms, especially in those ages. All the moms are talking because you're always so-and-so's mom, right? Like you're not your own name, you're so-and-so's mom. And then S is for services. Maybe you've got your person that does your hair, your nail gal,
Mhm.
for me, it's the lash gal, all the things. So
Yeah.
when you've got all of these people, you can make a list and think to yourself, okay, who needs more energy? Who needs weight loss? Who's always sick? Who needs the opportunity? Maybe they're always talking about, how they just don't have that little bit of extra in their budget that makes things comfortable for them.
Why? Because you can't eat the cheese, so just leave it.
um, sorry. So you can reach out to them that way, and that's something that your sponsor can help you with, how to say something specifically to them. But that's the kind of person you can reach out to and just say, hey, I've just started this new journey. You were on my mind. Has anyone ever shared Plexus with you? It can be that simple. And if you need more to it, we can help you with, specific to that person. But that's my favorite way to just do reach outs like that, is just keeping them super simple. Let's see, it does not like me to use that. There we go. So going forward, you do want to continue to post. Again, posting once, even if you reach out to everybody, is probably not going to just instantly make you silver. It's just not that day and age where people are jumping into stuff like this. They have questions, they want to know what's going on. So our job on social media is to continue posting. We want to post daily, one Plexus and one personal. You want to be posting ideally between like 7 and 9 in the morning, 7, 9 in the evening, or maybe around lunchtime, like 11 to 1. Those are the times when people tend to be scrolling social media, right? And they're looking around, and that's when they might see your post. You want to try to interact with people and just kind of be active on social media before you post, because that helps what you're putting out there to be seen by your friends. If you're kind of unsure about what to do, you can use hashtags. Those are a great way to kind of just go, okay, well, I don't really know what to post today. Oh, it's Wednesday. I can post a Wellness Wednesday. It's Tuesday. I can post a testimony Tuesday. So I've got a little list of hashtags there you can use. There's a bunch more. I just wanted to give some ideas there, of things that you can just sort of grab ideas from. You don't have to stick to those. That's not a requirement by any means, but it just makes it easy when you're new and you're trying to figure out what to post. Your story, always a great idea. Always a great idea, because your friends want to know what's working for you. So let's say Fun Fact Friday, you're like, hey, you know what? I learned something cool today about gut health. Maybe it was a post you saw, maybe you were just reading an article or whatever. Share that with your audience, because they can be learning along with you. Um, that's a great way to do it. When you're posting, as far as like, a picture maybe of you with your pink drink, you can do these simple ideas that are on the side. There's some text there for different slim posts, and it's simple stuff. Cheers to all day energy and no more afternoon crashes. That was one of the first things I noticed, y'all. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't fall asleep at 3 o'clock. This is great. Um, when your husband notices the changes in you and says he's happy he got you back, like those are big things. That's relatable. I always remember the thing that Jill told me stood out to her the most was when I posted like, I am no longer the yelling mom, and she was like, wait, what? Because that resonated. But that was something that I struggled with. I was that mom, where the kids down the street are brushing their teeth and getting in bed because they heard me yelling. Didn't want to be that mom, but that's just where I was. And I suddenly didn't feel the need to do that at all. And I just felt more in control of everything. So those kind of little simple posts and bringing people along that journey, again, is super, super helpful. And if you're concerned about pictures, I know a lot of people kind of go, well, oh, I wasn't dressed today, or my hair was all crazy and I just didn't do anything. If you're worried about that kind of stuff, do your makeup, do your hair, do whatever you need to do to feel comfortable, and take a bunch of different pictures. Change your shirt a few times, go in different rooms, hold up different products, whatever, and just have a handful of pictures on hand that you can just throw into a post when you need one, because then you don't have to worry about it. But again, don't stress about that stuff. It's more important to be real, but do whatever makes you feel comfortable. um, then I wanted to talk about the possibilities this month of when you are doing these things and you are, you've got your referral link, you're reaching out, you've posted, you're talking to people, you've got these conversations going. If you are brand new and you have just upgraded to a brand ambassador, that's free, by the way, when you sign your first person up. So your first person, you send them the referral link, they use it, and you will get an email from Plexus that says, hey, you can choose either a cash bonus one time, or you can choose to get paid more. I'm sorry, not the cash bonus. You can use a perks credit, which is kind of like cash for products. You can do that one time, or you can do the cash bonuses, and that would be a monthly thing. That is how you upgrade. And if you start that right away, we're looking at like 30 days where you add 3 people and you're in this fast start column here, where if you do that, if you have 3 friends that jump in within 30 days, you've earned $310. It's a lot. It's a lot, because I tell you, I've done a lot of different companies like this and I never made any money. And I tried this and I got my first paycheck, which covered about 2 weeks. And I remember calling Randy and going, they paid me too much. And she was like, no, they didn't. I was like, are you sure? Because I didn't feel like I earned that much money. So it's impressive. Like when you have a handful of people that jump in, like these numbers are legit. And that's exactly what you're going to get. If you have 6 people that jump in this month, you're going to get $420 as far as a fast start bonus, including all of your bonuses. And you're going to get a walking pad, which is a super cool little pad that you can use. You can put it by a standing computer, or, watch your TV while you're walking. So they're giving that away if you either add 6 people or you add your 3 people and you help someone else add 3 people. So then they go silver. That's the 2 ways to earn the walking pad. And that's in addition to those cash possibilities right there. And I mean, look at that as it goes up. I mean, you can earn a lot of money this month, y'all. It's awesome. Your new people that are joining in, the ones that you're sharing that referral link this month, they can use Give16 as a promo code when they add the VIP membership and 100 PV order. They can put Give16 in the promo code and it's going to save them $16. So it's going to pay almost completely for their membership and their shipping, because the shipping is $6.99 for subscriptions. So I mean, really and truly, they're getting all that for like $1 after that. So it's a great deal. It's a great way to share that information. And then you can, like I said, look at all these possibilities, and you can just be helped by helping others. That's my favorite thing about this business, is that it really and truly, it's not selling stuff to other people. It's sharing what's worked for us and what can work for them. It's, think about it like you've got, medicine in your purse and somebody's like, oh man, I have a headache, right? Would you be, oh no, I'm not giving them any of my Tylenol. Nope. Most of us probably wouldn't do that, right? They'd be like, oh, I have the worst headache. You're like, I've got Tylenol in my purse. Do you want some? Like, that's what we would do, right? This is the same thing. They're tired, they're cranky, they don't sleep well, their hormones are all over the place, they don't poop right, whatever it is, we've got that solution for them. all we have to do is open our mouth and tell them about it, and Plexus is so good to help us and to reward us for that. So I am going to check the chat really quick. Oh, why is it not? Oh, there it goes. I'm going to check the chat and just make sure that I've answered any questions. Yeah, I know, Sarah, I've been wanting a walking pad too. All right.
I
Well,
would say, does anyone watching have any questions?
yeah, that was
Allison?
my next thing. If there's any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here.
Those were great slides too. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you. So, any questions at all?
I'm curious about hashtags. I don't get those. What is the deal?
It's kind of like a search function for social media. So it's something that if you were to open up, say, Facebook or Instagram, and you wanted to look for something about wellness, like let's say you're like, oh, I'm going to search Wellness Wednesday and just see what comes up. If you search that hashtag, it's going to show every post that's got that hashtag on it. So you can follow a hashtag, and then anybody that posts something with Wellness Wednesday, for example, that's going to come up in your feed. You're going to see it. Even if you don't follow that person, you're going to see it because it had that hashtag on it. So it's kind of another way to find more information or more accounts, that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? It's
I
kind of
guess.
an odd thing. They used to be a lot more specific about hashtags than they are now. I don't feel like they're of the same importance that they used to be, because there's been so many other changes in social media, but they are still used a lot, so you can follow it. Like I think more so on Instagram than anything else. But like if you go and you wanted to, I don't know, let's say you wanted to travel somewhere, you want to go to Punta Cana, so you're like, oh, I'm going to follow the hashtag Punta Cana, and I'm going to see everything that happens, and everybody that puts that hashtag on their post, you're going to see that in your feed on Instagram because you're following that hashtag.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Anybody else?
I'm curious who Zoom user is. Zoom user, who are you?
Yep, I have no idea. I'm going to stop the recording here.